Yep. Here we is.
Here we are,
Man,
back.
It feels like such a good time to start talking.
Yeah.
You know, you got a little bumper music.
Yep.
It's good. It's a beautiful day. We are on location here at the Spirit of St. Louis Airport in Chesterfield, Missouri, checking out the air show because, we can.
Yeah.
And, here we are. This is Talking Winter with Swinter, which you already know because, you're listening. I am Ken Bogeman. This is Jason Dungan.
Hello.
Here to my right. And the red-headed smoke show in the back is Nicole, my lovely bride. There she is.
Hi.
Yep, she's right there. She pops in every now and again. She's just always working, keeping stuff going. But she's here with us.
I'm also trying to get video.
Yeah, that's true. And so we just watched an F-35 taxi on out, sit at the end of the runway.
Yep.
So here shortly, my suspicion is y'all might get to hear an F-35 taking off. Now that's just a single engine.
Single engine.
I bet it'll be pretty loud though.
So it's a big single engine.
That's right. So you're saying size matters?
In this particular case, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. All right.
Although if they could get a smaller engine to produce the same amount of thrust.
Now you're just talking about efficiency.
Yeah. So
Man.
Really, efficiency matters.
God,
How you use it.
Atta girl. God, way to jump in there. You know what? Everybody loves you. That's awesome. Man, do we have efficiency on this talk list here anywhere?
No.
No. God, that would have been a good segue. We don't. That's
Yeah.
fine. You know what can be efficient? Using subcontractors.
Yes, it can.
Man, that was a less exciting segue, but it worked.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that this is not something that's kind of a one-off that we do here in St. Louis. The use of subcontractors is an industry standard
Across
the industry. There are a lot of advantages to it.
Well, and on both sides. So I think that there's a lot of there are a lot of folks that jump out there on social media and you'll see how people are saying, "Oh no, don't ever subcontract. Don't let anybody else make money off of your hard work." Blah 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 blah. Okay, well I'm going to be the first to tell you that I spent years as a sub doing snow work, and it was the best thing that I ever could have possibly done. The experience I was able to gain, the knowledge I was able to attain. There are tons of advantages to being a subcontractor, which frankly is why there's so many of them out there.
Yeah.
And so subcontracting as a whole kind of has a negative cognitive with everybody at some level. So, customers don't want you using those dirty subcontractors, and general contractors don't want to use subs because you can't depend on any of those guys. And subs don't want to do sub work because somebody else is making all of them. I mean, there's a bunch of things that could be problems. And F-35 is rolling.
Yeah.
Okay, I can hear it from here.
Yeah.
And that thing's I should have the rangefinder out. Man, I bet y'all can hear it in the background. It's rolling down right in front of us.
And it's off.
There we go.
Positive rate of climb is established. Landing gear is in. Afterburner.
That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
He's got some serious airspeed built. Oh, just for that.
Straight.
So he can fly straight up in the air.
Yep, because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Man, oh man. That's what you're talking about.
Oh, and then roll while you're still in a completely vertical climb. That's cool. Oh, to go inverted at the top.
Yep.
Well done.
Well done. Yep. So I think that we could do a whole episode on the problems of subcontracting. And at the end of the day, if you've considered it, thought about it, you are a subcontractor, you use subcontractors, you already know what the downfalls are, right?
Yeah, and we might just do a whole episode on the problems, the disadvantages.
There you go. All right.
It could be. Maybe we just focus this one on the advantages.
I'm good with that. So do you want to start with the advantages for the general or for the sub?
I'm going to start with the advantages for the general.
Okay, let's do that.
In fact, I'll play the general if you want to play the sub in the advantages thing here. And the first one is
wait. I'm leaving. I'm not coming back. You can't get a hold of me. Oh, that's a disadvantage. I'm sorry. You know what? Better yet. I am here oh, holy crap! Look to your right, man.
Oh no!
And now look straight up, Nicole. Damn. That's what we're talking about.
That is 500 knots of America.
Right above the truck. I mean, I'm talking, yeah. So you guys know, we are not sitting in the viewing area for the general public. We are actually on airport grounds. Behind the fence on the airport. And so this is pretty cool. But anyway, all right. So I'm the subcontractor, which means I'm right here. Just give me a call. What do you need, bud?
So the advantages for me as the general is I'm going to save some money, and there's a few different areas where I'm going to save some money.
Okay.
One of them, as the F-35 streaks back overhead, much quieter that time.
Now, when you say save money, something I think that's important is that when you use subs, you're not going to necessarily save money. I mean, your own employees and your own trucks are always going to be a less expensive means of doing the work. However, there are benefits to using some subs.
Right.
So,
which is what you want me to get into.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay.
It's these very specific areas where you can save money, and one of them is on payroll taxes. They're not W-2 employees; they're 1099 employees. So you do not have to pay that matching amount of money in payroll taxes.
Correct. Yep.
So that's one. The other one is unemployment insurance. So these guys are not, again, W-2 employees, so they are not counted. Well, sort of they are. We'll get to that at another point. They're not counted in your workers' comp general ledger, let's say, and there are some kind of nuanced exceptions to that if they don't have their own.
As long as your sub is properly insured, you're not going to get hit there. Yeah.
Yep.
You're going to want to look straight up again, dude.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Wow. That's full afterburner that you hear right there.
Yep. And while that's going on, I'm looking at a Corsair taxiing out and an F-18 Growler.
Yeah, right behind him.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. So so workers' comp, unemployment insurance is another one. These guys, if and again, we'll get to this a little bit later, but if you do have to terminate the contract with this subcontractor, they can't then file unemployment.
Right.
So those are areas in which you're going to save a little bit of money.
And maybe you could save up enough to buy your own F-35 someday.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to save $35 billion.
Are they $35 billion?
I don't know.
I know an F-18 Super Hornet is $50 million.
Yeah.
But, man.
Yeah. I think maybe total development cost on that was somewhere around $35 billion.
Jeez.
But
coming
I'm
right
not
at
sure
us.
what the production cost is.
Yeah, it's probably a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not. Wow.
I love seeing that afterburner glow.
Yep, that's pretty sweet. So, man, oh man, oh man. All right, you know what? So here's something else too: is that when you have when you're subcontracting, you don't have the overhead costs that you have with an employee, right? So your overhead costs associated with employees you don't have with a subcontractor, which is kind of nice, and that should be taken care of all by the subcontractor. So that's certainly good. I think that you can also get into some other things that you might not have to worry about that I don't necessarily see on here, but like when you hire a subcontractor, you hire them based on the company and what the company has to offer, right? Whereas when you hire an employee, now you're into the realm of equal opportunity and discrimination and blah 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 blah. And somebody comes walking in and you don't hire them for reason A, and they come back and say, well, it's actually reason B. You've got an issue there that you got to worry about. So
right.
Yeah.
So, and one more thing on the saving money, of course, benefits. You're not contributing to their 401k or any of the health insurance costs or whatever. But really, honestly, it comes down to office space and uniforms and equipment and
Well, and when you hire that subcontractor, the subcontractor, that's awesome. Anyway, that subcontractor has all of that staff in place, right? So the subcontractor is providing the office space, the people, the personnel. So you have all of those. You have access to all of those individuals that are on that subcontractor's team that you have at your disposal,
right?
If I mean, hopefully, so that as long as you treat them right, you do. So
sure,
yeah.
Yeah.
And that enables you to. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. You're absolutely correct. I mean, that we were just wrapping that section right there up. As far as the advantages in cost savings. Now, notice what I didn't mention there in cost savings was what you're going to pay subcontractors to do the work.
Yep.
Right. I didn't list that as a way to save money because that's just bad business practice. That's just kind of being a crappy person in general.
What's that?
If you're just trying to save a buck by paying your sub a little less.
Yeah. Well, and at the end of the day, I mean, your subcontractors are in business to make money,
right?
Not to make you money,
right?
And so you have to set your pricing, your end pricing to your customer, that at a rate that enables your subcontractor to be profitable while you can be profitable as well. And I can tell you that we're, we deal with and talk to folks that think they're going to pull, that they're used to making 40, 50, maybe sometimes 60% margins when they self-perform their work, and they expect to make that same margin when they sub, and it just doesn't happen.
No,
not even close. So, okay, this is pretty sweet. The F-35 is now slow flight over the runway, gears down. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet. That thing looks really small too.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, they went ahead and landed.
Yep.
Oh, nope, touch and go.
Nope, touch and go.
Have a nice day.
Oh, you know what he's simulating? He's simulating missing the hook on a carrier landing.
Oh, you're probably right. Yep. Man, got off the ground pretty quick. Although he wasn't on the ground very long either.
No.
But, I mean, like I have any idea about, what it's like flying an F-35.
Right. Yeah.
It'd be kind of cool, though.
Yeah, it would be badass.
Yeah, Nicole's gonna get me on the VIP list for a Blue Angels flight 2 years from now when they come in.
Yeah. We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah,
get to work.
Yep. But no. I mean, you got to, with the subs, yes, your overall margin is going to be lower. But that's because you don't have all of these overhead costs.
That's right.
You don't have all of the maintenance on the vehicles. You don't have all of those costs that need to be recouped by that subcontractor. And that's something where, if you're looking to start using subs, understand, for us, if we can pull a 15 to 20% margin at the end of an event with a sub, we're happy.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare that we can get there. Generally we're going to be 10 to 15 on a sub. But then again, we also pay our subs a lot more than most of our competitors do. We pay per occurrence instead of hourly.
Yeah.
But we want to work with contractors that are going to show up, that are going to do good work, that take pride in their equipment. I mean, there's a lot of things like that go into it. So, it's something where, to your point, you don't want to just underpay a sub just to save you money.
Right.
There's an F-35 kind of hovering, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know really what's going on over there.
It's very slow flight.
That's pretty cool, though, man.
Very cool. Am I jumping the gun a bit? Well, maybe you can't hear me with this thing going over top of us.
No, keep talking, Nicole. This is perfect time.
Yeah. La 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 la.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Am I jumping the gun again a bit? Talk about focus.
Focus?
Yeah, like if we're hiring subcontractors, we can focus more on the bigger side of the business. With a subcontractor, can focus more on the hiring and the training.
Well, I think so. I think what you're talking about there is as a subcontractor, right? So let's say you're in the landscaping business. And you are, 6-7 months of the year, you are running around like a chicken with your head cut off, trying to keep up with your business. You don't have time to go do sales and for material procurement and things like that. You just want to know that you can work, right? So by creating a scenario where you're utilizing a subcontractor, you can focus on what you're good at, which is going to be your sales and your material procurement and things like that. I mean, all of the all the hassle that comes with snow, you go put that together, and then your subcontractor provides the labor for it, right? So that's a great way of looking at that. No, I don't think that's jumping ahead at all.
Yeah.
No, not at all. And kind of moving on from cost savings as a whole, some other advantages are you absolutely have less incidents to lawsuits. I'm sorry, and I'm going to mention two things. One is
not sure I'm going to agree with this one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Wow! Holy Nikes! That's got to be getting close to just under mock right there.
I was not ready for that one.
None of us were.
It gave you hiccups.
Yeah. No, the beer gave me hiccups.
And so I knew that you were going to have some disagreement here.
Yeah, so bring it. I'd love to hear this.
So I am going to nuance it, and I'm going to try to tread very carefully here. But employment type lawsuits, because this is a contractual agreement between you and your subcontractor, the employment type lawsuits, such as he fired me because of X, name the EEO category.
Okay. Yeah,
he fired me because of X, name the any ADA compliant.
Yeah.
Right. So those types.
Because they're not an employee.
They're not an employee.
Okay,
right.
got it.
So you've completely eliminated any incidents to that type of lawsuit. Now, we just previously did a slip and fall episode. And so this is not to say that you are going to be free from being named in a lawsuit.
No, absolutely not.
Because that would be factually incorrect. On its face, not true. You still will. Holy shnikes.
Yeah.
Wow. Man.
Yep. Yeah. So,
from 400 feet AGL to what? 5,000 to 7,000 AGL.
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
Within the period of about 1.5 seconds.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
fast.
Wow. Yeah, hiring a subcontractor is not going to get you any installation on a lawsuit. I shouldn't say any. I mean, there might be some, but at the end of the day, it's you. I mean, they're doing the work for you. So
right.
there's a lot that falls into how that agreement is set up.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to be named as a party to that.
Absolutely,
suit,
yeah. So that's that. So this category, next category I'm going to talk about, which is slip and fall. This is not to say that you can't get sued, because you are clearly going to, but you do have the ability to insulate yourself a little bit.
Well, you've got the ability to do you hear sirens?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what the sirens are about. That's weird.
Air raid.
Anyway, yeah. Maybe. Well, fortunately, hopefully, there's some ordnance around here somewhere. We're going to be okay. But yeah. So
there's some white streak in the sky way to the right.
It's a passenger jet at probably 30,000 feet.
Yep. So so here's the thing. When you a properly executed subcontractor agreement is going to have pretty clear cut indemnity in there, and what generally winds up happening is the company that is realizing the most profit, and the company that is going to be the company that's doing the work. And so your subcontractor is going to realize, the highest amount of profit out of that work, and they're going to be the ones that to indemnify the GC, if you will, right? And so there's a scenario there where you're going to likely have indemnity from your subcontractor. However, just expect that you're going to be named in the suit as well. And guys, I'm sorry about hiccups. When I get hiccups, they just don't go away, and it's awful. But it makes for good radio, right?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? There is a good cure for that. So you do have the hiccups, right?
Yeah.
So look at me.
No. Dude,
no.
I don't want to look at you.
Nope. And prove to me that you have the hiccups. just look at me and prove it.
There you go.
No, you
I
broke
looked away.
contact. You broke contact, and you had the hiccup. See,
that's why I got all nervous.
You're not going to let this work. I'm not going to do it.
That's fine. You want me gazing longingly into your eyes.
I have sunglasses on.
As I suddenly gasp for air.
Well,
wow.
Again, if I had $1 for every...
God, this is going bad to worse. Oh, man. So
that's kind of, and I sort of punted that to you so that you could, expand upon that because, well, who else in this group of people is going to be able to expand upon that better? But yes, there is some, and insulation is kind of the best way I can put that.
A little bit of help.
A little bit of help to that type of litigation, should it occur. But kind of going back to the human resources part of this, you do absolutely have a lot of flexibility in hiring as well, because let's face it, if our term chucking a truck out there just is kind of a dirtbag.
Yep.
Doesn't take care of his equipment, or he doesn't respond to work orders quickly, or he just goes through the motions on a work order and doesn't really plow, maybe makes an S shape in a parking lot and then leaves.
Yeah, what are you talking about? That never happens.
Yeah, that never happens.
Good Lord. Here goes the Corsair taking off.
Yeah, you guys probably won't be able to hear this guy. It's an old World War II era.
World War II into Korea and Vietnam, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can hear it.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you can hear it.
That's such a cool plane.
Yeah.
Such a cool plane.
It's hard to believe that at one point that was our premier fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Before the P-51, of course.
I believe the Corsair was post P-51.
No. Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but pretty sure.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
I'm clearly wrong.
So P-51 was never a naval aircraft.
It was not a naval aircraft. It was an Army Air Force.
Yeah, they had tinkered with how to set up a tail hook, and never really got it figured out. But the Corsair may have been parallel in timing with the P-51. But anyways. Yeah, no, and flexibility in hiring, man. So one of the greatest things about, this you're going to be able to hear.
Oh, yeah.
Here go two F-18s. I believe this is the FA-18 Growler demo team that's taking off right now. This is going to be loud. Yep.
They are freaking wingtip to wingtip, dude.
Yep. And that's as an F-35 is taxiing back.
Yeah, that's as the F-35 is back taxiing. Approximately 157 yards from us.
I'll tell you exactly.
Absolutely, just a gorgeous piece of, just a gorgeous aviation tool.
149 yards.
Yeah, and you know what's really cool? We geek out on all these airplanes because they're cool.
Yeah.
But to the bean counters, and to the high-ranking generals and so forth, these things are just tools. They're just tools in your toolbox.
That's awesome. They're basically snowplows for generals.
Yeah,
man,
essentially.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah.
So,
all right. So
we went into we're talking about
stuff.
Flexibility in hiring. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and one of the things that I did. Okay, never mind. Sorry, your show. Go.
No, it's absolutely not my show.
You're damn right, it's not your show. Shut up over there. All right. So
in that case, the Mustang versus the Corsair.
Bring it. Yeah.
The Mustang was first flew in combat July 27, 1942. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the Corsair was designed to meet a 1938 U.S. Navy requirement for a single-seat shipboard fighter. And they both flew in World War II.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
I think I said they were parallel,
you
right?
said parallel, and you were correct.
Pretty parallel.
Yeah, pretty parallel. Yeah.
Right,
anyway, whatever.
You may take
5 years earlier, but pretty parallel.
Well, they were designed in 38. When did the first one fly, Nicole?
That I hadn't found.
Yeah, see, if it's designed in 38, it's probably... hang on, this is government. If it was designed in 38, probably 1974 it actually took off.
So again, this is where I was going. We're talking about a government procurement process that hasn't changed in... That hasn't changed in 100 years. And so, yes, while it may have been in development... for a very long time, So, which is funny. Why? So nice segue to this. When the Alpha Model Apache first came into the Army inventory in late 1979, and all the way up through the 80s and into the mid 90s before the Delta model came out, that aircraft was reliant upon the highest form of technology that was available in the late 60s and early 70s because of this procurement thing. So it first entered service in late 1979 and made its money through the 80s and 90s, but it initially was reliant on technology from the very early part of the 70s, the very late part of the 1960s, because the procurement process is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Well, okay. So in procurement, right? Flexibility in hiring.
That's right.
Bringing it back. Focus.
That's right.
Bringing it back. The so if your company specializes in XYZ service, you're going to have the equipment that your company uses for that service. However, in snow, you may not have big loaders, or you may not have dump trucks, or you may not have, some of the smaller sidewalk equipment. I mean, there's going to be very specialized, unique pieces of equipment that are going to be the best fit for the property that you're on. You can find a subcontractor that has that equipment and say, hey, I have a use for the equipment you have. I can't go buy this because I don't have a need for it. But how about I bring you on board and let you do this work? And I mean that's fantastic when you can really pinpoint. Okay, I'm looking for X amount of plow trucks, X amount of skid steers, X amount of wheel loaders. Yeah, baby. That's what we're talking about.
I apologize for my use of the profanity there, but that scared the ever-loving...
Jason needs a new pair of shorts.
Yeah.
Jason needs a new pair of shorts, no doubt about it.
Wow.
Man, so what that was...
Incredible.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what they called a sneak pass.
Yeah.
So we had one of the F-18s kind of doing a low and slow pass over the runway, and right about the time you're like, yeah, okay, boring, whatever, just slow pass. Right about then, another one comes zooming by at least 400 knots.
Oh, yeah.
Is what I'm... Yeah. Anyway.
400 or 500 knots, right over the top of the truck.
Right
probably
over the top
400
of the truck.
feet off the ground.
Like, I could feel that shake in the seat of the truck.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
And that we didn't really even hear it till it was right on top of us, which is...
even better.
Amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, if you want to come to the next air show in St. Louis, we'd love to host you.
Yeah.
Send us an email, podcast@swinnergroup.com, and say, I want to come to an air show and I want you guys to pay for it. And we'll make it happen. But anyway, No, we will. We'll make it happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Send us an email. We'll make it happen.
All right.
If you send us an email, podcast@swinnergroup.com, we will get you to an air show.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
So the flexibility in hiring, again, you can pick and choose based off of, amounts of equipment, types of equipment, quality of work, and you don't have to really worry about, any other aspect forcing your hand in hiring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So that's probably the most important part. But then you get into most of these guys.
Afterburners.
I was prepared for that one.
Yes.
I had just turned off the camera.
Oh, nice, Nicole. Gosh.
Yeah. So you're generally going to be hiring guys who are already not working.
Well, they're
or have very limited amount of work.
What are you talking, like when you're hiring employees or subs?
No, subs. We're talking subs here.
Why would a sub have a limited amount of work? What? Huh?
In the wintertime.
Okay, so their primary business is slowing down in the wintertime.
Yes.
Oh, okay, got it.
So these are the guys who are already either don't have any work going on or they have a very limited amount of work in their primary business, but they also do snow. And so it becomes the sort of a prime pool in which to fish. To look for those folks.
Yeah, well, and the thing is it's from the subcontractor side. I mean, we're pushing 30 minutes already, which I get because there's badass aircraft flying over and we get distracted all the time. But from the subcontractors,
we'll finish here on flexibility and hiring, then we'll move on to another episode.
Well, and you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do another episode on why it's advantageous to be a sub, because that's a whole episode in itself.
Yes, it is. It is. Yep.
So,
so also you only have to provide work for these folks during an event.
Yep.
Right. So it's not like you have to give them 30 hours a week or 22 or whatever that case might be. And then the last thing here, and this is something that I really was hoping we'd have more time for, but see the tail hook?
Uh-huh. That's awesome. What are you doing? I'm just flying around.
Yeah.
Gear down, hook down.
I was
look at full flaps too.
I was really hoping that we'd have more time to talk about. This is a way to quickly increase your capacity as a snow contractor or as a snow and ice management company.
Right over the truck again.
Somebody tell that particular pilot we're trying to do something here.
Just jump on the radio, 12475.
Yeah.
You're probably talking to tower.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it is a very, very useful, very easy way to quickly increase the capacity for work.
Yeah.
Amongst all the other things that we already talked about. So
yeah.
Well, so that's about all I got, man.
Well, that's a really, really, really good point too. I mean, no doubt there. I mean, you may have a contract that requires a loader with a 6-yard bucket, and while you may not have one, but the guy the forestry guy that does. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Well, I can figure this out.
Yeah.
And now you don't have to go buy that piece of equipment because somebody else already has it for their primary business. I think that makes that makes all kinds of sense. So. Yeah, no, absolutely. So, all right. Well, you know what? Well, you know what? All right. So, yeah, we're going to call that advantages for the subcontracting entity.
That's correct.
That's right. And then we're going to come back. We're going to talk about in the very next episode what it is, the reasons why it's good to be a sub. And it looks to me like there's another F-15 demo unit taxiing out there. So we may get to talk to them, or at least get to hear them a little bit too. So anyway, I'm Ken Bogeman, Jason Dungan, Nicole Bogeman's in the back seat. We're signing off from Chesterfield Airport here. Good to see y'all.
Yep.
Stand by. See ya.